Hello everyone, Tony1 here and welcome to another video. Today something a little bit different. Today I am going to use the contents of this box to convert this PS4 controller into this. Yes, I've turned the lights off so you can actually see it, but find out after the intro how I did this conversion. Right, I hope that intro worked out the way I wanted it to. This is obviously before the end of that. But let's quickly get into the contents of this box. It's from eXtemeRate. This is a LED/button kit to fix my PS4 controller. Don't know if you can see that on the camera, sorry about this. So as you can see, that joystick there is just, peeling big time. Many of you probably have a similar issue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically sort it out. eXtemeRate have actually supplied this to me. Thank you very much, eXtemeRate. This is the very first product I've ever received complete free of charge for a YouTube video. No obligations made at all. Basically I told them I'll do it if I like it, then I'll upload it. If I don't, then I'll upload it and tell you I don't like it. So yeah, so here we go. We're going to find out what's inside this box. Straight away we've got a bag with the electronics. Thank you very much for this, a how-to guide. I'm actually upside down on your screen, so I'm trying to work out what to do here. There's a load of screws, I'm assuming spare screws. 1 year warranty card, so that's quite nice. There we are, you guys can actually see that. And there is a very handy dandy toolkit. So we've got some tweezers, spigot I think they call it, or basically a little plastic tool to prise the case open. I can't remember what it's actually called. Little screwdriver, and then there is the analog sticks, see-through at the bottom for a reason. Once it's all together that will come through. And there is the buttons. I chose this kit for a reason, and as you can see, the buttons there, they got little triangles on them, and they're see-through. They got other kits where the entire thing is see-through, some not see-through at all, or opaque, should I say. Same as these little buttons. I don't know if you can pick that up. Let the camera focus. Come on, camera, focus in on that. So I'm trying to get this out. Well, it's not focusing. Basically, there's the triangle there is through, and same as all the other buttons. Let's put them in there for now. So we are not going to need that for first. We have to strip the controller, and let's get into doing that now. Right, I've put everything back away apart from the 3 little tools, because we're going to strip that. I've got a little tiny magnetic part tray by here, which I'm going to chuck all the screws and everything into. First things first, I'm going to follow the instructions that they've supplied. I'm going to try and only use the tools that they supplied, but we're going to remove the 3 screws there. My sticker is removed. It's happened on both controllers. This is my old one. I haven't used this one in a couple of years. I've got a new one at home, which I now use because obviously this analog started peeling. It was hurting my fingers, so I never ended up using it after that. So we're going to strip all these out, and we'll come back once they're all out. Right, that's the 4 screws removed, and now we basically have to take the controller apart. There's a couple of ways of doing this. You can apparently just peel it apart. So at the bottom here, there we go. I've just literally held the bottom of the analog stick and pulled the bottom of there. So just popped it. I'll do the same on the other side. So the bottom part there, and then the analog, and then there we are. You probably hear that pop. And then I'm going to use the supplied plastic tool, go all the way around. Oh, there's some grime in here. That's going to have to all be cleaned up. And it's quite minging actually, sorry about that. So I just, I'm putting it in the hole that I created at the bottom, like so, and then forcing it across, and then top should pop again. Well, it should pop, but it didn't. Come on. And there we are, something either popped or snapped. There we go. Right, we're in at the top there, and the other side's just clipped back in. And then, sorry, I'm not doing a very good job of this. This is the very first time I've ever taken a controller, a PS4 controller apart. I took an Xbox 360 controller back many years ago. There we go. There we go. So that's fully unclipped. I get you in view. Remove some like grime. Gonna have to clean all this up later on. Something's just fallen out there. So we've got a little plastic bit there. Don't know if the camera can pick that up or just leave that there. Sorry about this video angle and everything. I am not recording in my usual spot. Okay, this should just slide out. What's happening here? Let me have a look at this and I'll be right back. Oh, okay, so it's because of that. It was across the top there, and this one is across the top here, so you got kind of like wiggle. I did the one side, let's try and get the other side off. Something like, it's a bit fiddly. Oh, there we go, this just popped off. It actually took the button with it that time. So the one side, the button's still in, the other side, the button's popped out. So here we go, we've got it open, there's the battery. I will remove that. So we'll just try and get in here with the supplied tweezers. Let's take that battery out of the connector by here, if I can. Like I said, I'm not a professional, I've never done this before. There we are, that is the battery out. Just stick that to the side. Yeah, I actually did say to take the battery out, and now also remove this ribbon cable by here, so which you cannot see. So ribbon cable by there, we're just going to pull that out. That is now the two controllers separated. This little thing, I believe, is for the reset switch, which goes right the way through. So basically it sits on the back of the controller through that hole by there, like so. Then when you put a pin in there, that pushes onto that little button there. Sorry, the button just in by there, sorry, I mean. Right, we'll come back now in a sec. Okay, I got a little bit confused there. Next bit, we've got to take the battery cover out. So what you do is, you literally, these two ends here, you pull that. I've already done this side, I haven't done that side yet. So what you do is, you get in there, you literally just pull the end up. I probably should have done this the other way around for the camera. But, let's get in there. In fact, I'm going to use the supplied plastic tweezers. There we go, that was so much easier with them. So get in there, they're plastic so you won't harm. That's a battery cover, you can put that out along with the battery. And there we go, we now have that ready to go. We're going to now take this little screw by here out. So again, with the supplied screwdriver, take the little screw out, and we'll be back once it's out. That's the screw out, and we've got a little ribbon cable at the top here, which we're going to pull out as well. And just looking, do I need to pop that? No, you just literally pull it out. Sometimes with these ribbon, no, you do, you pop the little white bits. So hopefully the camera can see that. There's a little tiny white bit by there. It's like a little white flap. lift that up, and out pops the cable. Sometimes these ribbon cables have that white flap, sometimes they don't. So that is that out. Now we should just be able to physically take the board out. There we go. We take the rumble, we can take the whole thing off. So there is the front piece, which we don't need. Now we've got the board, the rumble motors, and the actual joysticks. Now we basically replace the bits with the new bits. Right, so let's pull these analogs off. They literally just pull straight off, as you can see there. So there's one. There's two. I'm just being careful. You could probably go a bit harder than that. And then we're going to take all these bits out. We are going to need to keep these bits on the back, so be careful with them. So let them all pop up, stick them to the side. I'm going to make sure that they're in the correct orientation they came out, so I'm just going to pop them all out like so, and just put them on the side, same orientation, just to the side as you can see there. And then we take all the buttons out. That one's just shot off the place. Put the touchpad back in. So buttons off to the side, we no longer need them. They can go with spares for if I ever need them, which I very much doubt I will. Right then, so brand new. There's a good one. Hopefully you can see that. There's a good analog stick from the old controller. There's a new one. Ever so slight differences. Let's try and get the controller to focus the camera. So ever so slight difference. Main difference is that's see-through, and that's see-through for a reason. So we're going to plug that in. There is actually, I don't know if the camera can pick that up. There's like, it's more of a knob on. It's like flats on the ends and round on. There's round on the ends and flats on the edges. And you can just see, camera's never going to pick that up. I do apologise, but on the sides there is flats and it's rounded on the end, so you just literally put that in. So it's literally only going to go on, well, one or two ways to be honest, but it's not like you can the actual analog stick is moving as I'm trying to push this in. So I'm just going to get my head in here. I'm trying to be careful as I push. Alright, we'll come back once these both are in. Oh, there's one actually, straight away. I'm just being careful. Right, we'll come back after the second one's in. Right, and I've just given it a quick scrub over, but now it's a matter of putting in the new buttons, as you can potentially see there, into the old controller. These two buttons, whilst cleaning, came out. That is the share and options buttons. They only go in one way, so that is the little pole facing down, and they'll only go in there one way when you're putting it all together. If you do happen to remove it by mistake, they'll only go back one way. All these buttons, the PlayStation controller the same. They've all got little legs, and they'll all basically only go in. Well, actually, they are a little bit different looking at them. So you'll have to be careful in putting them back. I was going to say they'll only go in one way, but looking at it, they won't. So that's a triangle. So that goes up. That is the X, I believe. So yeah, that one's a square. So that comes over this way, which I think is like so. There we go. And circle. I hope I put all this back the right way. So they're all in, slotted in as so. Analog sticks will go back in a minute. This handy dandy little, I'm still watching this little guide there, handy dandy little guide. Oh, in the photograph you can see all the see-through bits and bobs. I don't know if you can catch it. I'll take a photograph later on and overlay it, but they are the see-through ones that you can also replace these with. I opted for the actual shapes, and now it's a matter of putting these contacts back over the correct way. This is why I orientate them such a way. So we just push them over like so. On the button, yeah, you're gonna have to lift them out because I just realized the buttons also push down on them. So that is that one. And then we're going to stick this one over. Again, I don't think the orientation really matters, but I just like to put them in. I have got a bit of blue rubber here. I have given the controller a bit of a wipe down, hence why the share and options buttons fell out. So that is them all in. Next, we'll go back to the motherboard and we actually put the LEDs in. So earlier I jumped the gun a bit. I put these on, but I actually need to put the LEDs around there first. So remember this little bag, just a big massive reflection tube. Pull out all the LEDs from that and they go across here. So here's all the contacts, they all go across there. You can reference the manual for that. It's all here. That is what I am following as well. So first things first is I am going to separate all these wires very, very carefully.
Hello everyone, Editing Tony here, and yeah, I'm on the editing screen here as I made a bit of a boo-boo. I don't know whether or not if the footage was just lost or if it just wasn't recording. But between this clip and the next clip, I've somehow lost the footage of me sticking all the LEDs on. But I made a few markers here. Basically, all I've done is I've peeled the backing off and I've stuck the bits on, leaving the graphite pads clear. So this is either side is exactly the same. And you can just see just underneath the thumbstick there, the two round ones are there. When you're doing it yourself, you will see it a lot properly. And over here, you can see both of them on either side. I know my finger's in the way. See if I can get a better angle for you. Yeah, that's probably about the best I can do. So the graphite pads are all clear. The cables are coming across, join in. Either of them. Just got to make sure they're out of the way of all the sensors, as well as the pads underneath the thumbsticks that you could just see there. Alright, so sorry about this mid-clip and sorry about the length of this video. I'll let you carry on with watching the rest of the video.
Right, so to get that in, like I said, it fell out. You kind of got to like hook around the back. And there we go, that is in. The share and options buttons also fell out. So they got to go in like so. I don't know whether or not I'm going to cut that original bit out, but now it's just a matter of putting the controller back in. Let's make sure the wires are out the way by here behind the ports. So make sure all the new wires that you've just added in are all completely out of the way of all the ports so they don't stick out the case. That's the way we want to look at it. So we push that lot up the top a little bit. There we go. Pushed all that lot up. I'm really sorry about this video again. The quality of it, I believe I've probably done most of it outside the camera. I do really apologise. I'm going to slot that in. The motherboard just popped up a bit. It's because we need to get the analogs in the bottom. There we go. And that is all now slid right the way through in place. That wire's just coming around there. So there we are, it's all in place, as you can see. Now it's just a matter of reassembly. So first things first is I'm going to put the motherboard screw straight through, which if I remember rightly it was this hole right here. So I'm going to screw this in and we'll be back right after it's in. Okay, that is the screw in place. I've just had to pop that out by getting the little screwdriver. I just popped that from behind out towards the front. That's to the touchpad. We want to carefully
pull that in. So lift the white hatch again, not fully over like that, but upright. Hold the blue bit at the back. That can slot in. In fact, you didn't have to lift it all the way up once it's loose. That can slot in, and then you push the white ribbon bit, the white plastic bit onto the ribbon. So make sure it's fully in like it is, and lock down. Help if I was locking it the right way, so it flips backwards onto the cable. The black line, which you probably cannot see on the video, is a little black line on the blue ribbon cable that is parallel with the white flap. Next, I'm going to reinstall the battery case, which is a matter of lining the two holes up and clipping that in place. I'm going to plug this in now. So the bit that plugs into the motherboard is the male, that goes over into the female. So, well, actually, I'm assuming that's actually the male then, because it's the two metal prongs which stick up. So, wow, that was very, very fiddly, but I've finally pushed that in. I've also connected the battery up here, so that was very easy. Just plug that in, so the battery can now go on there. This little bit can now go onto the back of the controller, so the controller now lines up like that. So that the book says to basically stick it by there, across the back there, which I'm gonna have to now unplug the battery, which I've just plugged in, to fit it, because it'll be easier. Right, I'll do that in a second. Alright, let's get this double-sided tape off. That is tacky. You can just see in the back there the metal sensor that can now stick on the inside like so. So that is now stuck in. Now we essentially want to plug the battery in and put it all back together, and I now need to work out how to fit this spring back in for the button, because the spring up here fell out. As you can see by there, that fell out, so that needs to go on this button here with these two buttons here. So we'll work that out in a second. So that one and that one. Right, I've got to remove the R2 button. I put the little spring over it, so you can see there's a little rounded cut off bit that it goes into. And then I'm hoping that this will work. So we're just going to line this up. There's a little slit I can see cut in there. So we're going to put in the spring into that slit, and then we're going to clip it in. When you're doing this yourself, it should be clear to you like it is to me. And then clip in. There we go. That's now springing. Now let's get it all together. Take it around like so. Stick the battery and the ribbon cable in. So there is the battery. Remove all this wiring. So quite a bit of wiring that this does add, I will admit. That is one sort of flaw with all this, I suppose. But what else do you expect when you're adding so much LEDs and stuff? So that's that plugged in. We're going to remove this so it is across the buttons. Get the ribbon cable, and then that can just slot into place like so. I'll get this in. Okay, that's quite easy. The blue bit of the cable goes on the outside, so make sure that is that way around, and that actually slotted in. I just had to get my body into a different angle. Now let's just clip all this back in together. So we're going to go around the R2 buttons by here, the R1 and R1 button and all that lot. Poke all the cables into the controller. Make sure that none come out and snag. That is again another downside with this. So all in,
go around the R buttons like so, slowly clipping it all together, no cables poking out. And now I'm just going to clip everything in. So that is it all clipped in, apart from this bit here for some reason, but I'll work that out now and we'll get all the screws in. There we are, that's already clipped out, I just had to force it. Right, let's get all the screws in, and in fact, I'm going to use the brand new ones that they supply. No, actually they're different. No, I'm not. Never mind. Right, I'm going to use my original ones, give them a quick wipe over, get all the gunk off the tops as I clean them up, and stick them in the holes. I will be back once they're all in. That's all 4 original screws plugged back in, and we're fully back together. So all I got to do now is to get some power into this, because this was a completely dead controller before I'd done it. You could just see the that bronzy colour there, that is the LED shining right through. So get some power in here and we'll be right back. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen, it is all lit up. And if you tap the back, it changes colour. There we go, there's a one that flicks between them all. And that is basically what I wanted. And there you go, you can see the LED shining through the 2 analog sticks, the D-pad as well. It's got all arrows, as well as each of the shapes, I suppose. I can't even think what they call the PlayStation buttons. So all you do is you tap it to switch all the profiles. As you can see, you need to do it quite hard, so it's not like you're going to accidentally do it while gaming. And yeah, there we go. So that was how you use the Extreme PS4 DTF LED Kit to transform your original PS4 controller into one with LEDs. Now this one is obviously the original PlayStation, hasn't got a light bar. They do kits for both of them. I'll have a look online at all the different kits. All be down linked in the description below, and obviously all the latest pricing. I'm not going to say how much it is, because you know what it is with Amazon, and especially at this current day and age, it all changes left, right and centre. Let's do the outro again. I just recorded a 5-minute long outro. I'm not doing a 5-minute long outro. Here is the controller that I've received from eXtemeRate, and I realised I didn't tell you how to control it. All you literally got to do is touch the back where it comes, where it is, and you can see all the lights come on. Just tap it then to change all the different modes that you want, and then press and hold it again to turn it off. So all you got to do is touch sensitive on the back, wherever you put it. In hindsight, I put it here. If I was to do it again, I would put it more centralized, so when you're gaming you don't knock it, because I've done that quite a lot. So just letting you guys know before you do it, try and make it as central as you can. So that is that. Again, thank you very much eXtemeRate for this lot. And thank you everyone for watching this really long video. I do realize it's really long. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you disliked it because it's long, thumbs down. Again, I want to say thank you to Mr. Skystalker. I don't normally advertise this, but Mr. Skystalker, he somehow found my Patreon. Because of him now, I'm now going to have to advertise my Patreon on all the videos, because he'll obviously be up there, as that's the tier that he chose. And links will be in the description below. Although I never have advertised it before, it is very much appreciated. It will help the channel out in future videos. Obviously, if I got an income coming, I can actually buy some products to make some more videos for you guys. Again, let me know in the video description below what sort of products you would like to see, or join my Discord. I do have a Discord, again, linked in the description below. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao for now, everyone.